Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. Being accused of something you did not do. Their word against yours. That's gotta be one of the most difficult situations to be in ever. This one's from user Triggered by Everything. I am a guy that had undoubtedly consensual intimacy recently, and I'm being falsely accused of abuse. What do I do? Is it just her word over mine? I, 23 male, recently hooked up with a girl, 23 female, during a party at my house. My family's fairly wealthy, so it's a nice house, and part of me wonders if that's why she's doing this. I had just met this girl that night, and she and I had a good conversation for 10 minutes or so. One thing led to another, and we went to my room and hooked up. It was pretty standard intimacy and wasn't anything too crazy, but she apparently finished a few times, so she seemed to be enjoying it a lot. We talked for a bit after. She asked if I hook up with a lot of people, which I thought was weird, and I said not really, so I asked her too, and she said not really as well. We both went back to the party and she stayed another couple hours then left. We didn't talk too much afterwards while she was still at my house. The next day, her friend calls me, who I'm also good friends with, and she tells me that the girl I hooked up with says I abused her and that she got an abuse kit and has an ongoing case. I'm completely at a loss for words and literally have no idea what to do. I want to text her and ask her what in the world is going on, but I've been told not to text her as it can be used against me, which makes me even more worried that this is a reality. Is it just her word against mine? I'm sure an abuse kit would show that we did hook up, although I didn't actually finish if that means anything. Someone please tell me I'm not going to end up in jail for something I didn't do. I try to be a very genuine person and have two of the most incredible loving parents on this planet. This just isn't something I'd ever do, and I don't know what my options are. So this is one of the most horrible situations you can find yourself in. If somebody's lying about you and could actually ruin your life with something like this, that's a serious thing. I can totally understand why OP is freaking out. It's never happened to me, but I can definitely understand if somebody accuses you of that thing, why you would freak out. What do you think is OP's best course of action? While you think about that or write it in the comment section, let's continue to the community comments to see what they told OP. Mau Batman says, this is a serious matter, but I can give you a few pieces of advice. For one, lawyer up now. Do not talk to the police by any means. Do not trust them. They are not there to help you. Say you'd like to speak with a lawyer. Do not give into any pressure by the police. They may arrest you. Even then, say absolutely nothing until your attorney is present. Anything you say will be used against you. Stop contacting this girl yesterday. Seriously. Sometimes the cops will have the victim text the accused and pray for something that can help them with their case. In terms of your word against hers, it is not quite like that. She will most likely testify in court, which is considered a form of evidence. The prosecutor needs her testimony in order to convict you, as abuse cases are notoriously hard to prosecute. This is where your lawyer will step in. Your lawyer will cross-examine the victim for holes in her story. This is where most liars mess up. Cross-examination is a very vicious form of questioning. You would have to be very competent to lie accurately, but you'd be shocked at who gets by. It is up to the prosecutor to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, meaning you do not have to testify. If you do testify, you will also be opened to cross-examination. Most defendants are advised not to, as that same line of questioning will be used on you. If you slip up, you will have possibly destroyed your credibility. Luckily, you are not required to testify unless it is advised. A lawyer is your best line of defense right now, so get one. They will tell you all of your options. Deleted says, do not text her. Do not speak to her or anyone else about this again, with the exception of an attorney. If you are contacted by the police, do not speak to them without an attorney. Not even if they say things like, we just want to get your side of the story. If you are contacted by the police, you need a criminal law attorney. At this point, you need to suck it up and tell your parents. You should consider telling your parents now. You can get an attorney who can advise you on whether anything is happening and possibly advise you on whether it's possible to stop her from speaking on this. Super Taquito says, I also recommend you go to r/legal advice, but you cannot just take what someone tells you as a fact. If there is an abuse accusation, you will hear from authorities, not a friend's friend. If authorities do contact you, get yourself a criminal defense attorney as soon as possible. Also, control your emotions. As you said, any action you take can and will be used against you. Start writing down the events as they unfolded, detail by detail, even if you don't think it's pertinent, including why you feel she may be falsely accusing you of abuse. Do not leave out if there was any use of drugs, narcotics, or alcohol. Anything that could cause you or her to be hazy about what happened. Thankfully, you have money, so a criminal defense attorney should be no problem for you or your family, if the claims are real. Best of luck, my man. OP responds, thanks for this. My dad is actually a bankruptcy lawyer, but him and my mom are both very Christian people, and I really don't want to have to tell them about the situation if I don't have to. Will I be arrested first and then put on trial? Or will authorities contact me and ask for my side? I have no idea how this works. I will add though that the mutual girlfriend thinks the girl is completely overreacting and says they've had conversations when she said she just felt used. She apparently hooked up with another guy that night too, before me. Well, it seems like OP got some very solid advice. Now, like I said, this situation sucks and I have no idea what to tell OP because I've never been in this situation and I'm not a legal expert. So at this point, I would say follow the advice and get a lawyer and tell him your story and see how he can help you out. Also, yeah, your parents are Christian, but this is one of those moments where you should actually talk to them and not hide things from them because that could be worse. But of course, that's just my opinion. So how about we move on with the update to see what OP ended up doing. Update. Thank you so much for everyone taking time out of their day to give me some advice. I've read damn near every one of these comments. I just confided in my dad and he was very understanding. I don't think I'll be telling my mom though. I will be speaking with his associate later today to set up a timeline and understand the do's and don'ts going forward. We will also discuss suing the accuser for defamation of character. There is no telling how many people she's told, but I know of at least 10 that are close to me that have heard about it. They are all on my side and many were there that night. Abuse is a horrible accusation with detrimental effects that should not be able to be used like this, and I think it should be on her record as a mark of character. I will update this post as it goes on. Okay, well, the good thing is that OP talked to his dad and he's now going to talk to a lawyer. Now, OP raises a really good point. If somebody accuses you of abusing somebody else or abusing them and it's a lie, I believe that person should be held accountable for lying and almost destroying somebody's life. Because we know today that if somebody accuses you of abusing, that's a life ender right there. Regardless of the gender, if male, female, whoever does it, it doesn't matter. If you accuse somebody of abuse and it is a lie, then you should be held accountable. But of course, that's just my opinion. So now let's continue with the final update and see what happened. Update 2. Sorry for not updating sooner to all that have messaged and commented asking for one. So pretty much I went on the offensive. I made it well known that I was pressing charges for perjury and defamation regardless of the ongoing case. To be honest, I had no intention of actually pressing charges, so I kind of bluffed. She messaged me apologizing, saying she overreacted and that she's dropping all charges, which I believe were non-existent in the first place. Everyone is now 100% on my side and knows that she was crying wolf. It's a great weight off my shoulders. Thank you to everyone for their advice. So there you go, OP bluffed himself out of the situation. Now, considering how dangerous this whole thing could have been for OP, do you think he should still pursue the defamation charges? I mean, if he gets witnesses like, his friends or whoever who could testify that she said what she said, that she did accuse him of abuse, do you think he should go after her? Do you think he has a case? Is it all hearsay at this point? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section, and what would you do if you were in OP's shoes? And so we've reached the end of the video. I truly hope you guys liked it. If you did, go ahead and click like. Of course, don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Also, here are more videos from my channel that you might enjoy. And having said all that, I will see you guys on the next video.